Hello?
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, ma'am.
So I'm about to start because we have wasted time.
Okay, ma'am.
So let's just start because Modi says inventory control and correlation analysis, but we will look at inventory control first. So if there's time, we'll talk about correlation analysis. What is inventory? Inventory is just stock of goods. That is all about inventory. It's a stock of an item or any resources in an organization. That is inventory. And there are so many types of inventory. Inventory can be in a raw material. Inventory can be classified as a finished product. You know, when it's finished product, it means it's now ready for delivery, to deliver it to consumers. When it is inventory, some material that's in that company, they are finished producing it, but it's now a raw material to another product for final consumer. So inventory can serve as finished product. It can be as raw material. It can be component parts. Let's just give an example of, you know, Innocent at times they will buy parts and now couple their car here. So those parts is a stock. They are finished. It is a stock that you now they will buy and use it to couple the car being the finished product so that the consumer can use it. And so that's what inventory is just talking about, stock. Inventory, that's what I said, there's different types of inventory. It can be finished products, it can be component parts, raw material, work in progress, the one you buy for that's used to produce another one. So that's inventory can also come as finished goods, the one that is ready for consumption. There's different types of inventory. Then why will we keep inventory? That's purpose of inventory, purpose of keeping inventory. Why will you have to keep this stock? The reason why we have to keep stock is, one is to prevent loss of order. You know, when you say preventing loss of order, meaning that when the customer needs some product and you don't have it, you know, it doesn't make sense. The business will not grow because next they won't trust you again in that. Next time they won't, you are losing your goodwill, in the sense that every time they request for products, you are stock out. You don't have the product. So that's the fear of being, that don't have, when the customer need the demand and you don't have it. So because of that fear, that is why the businessman say, okay, let me keep inventory, let me keep stock, let me stock this product so that I won't be loss of stock when the customer need the stock. That's one of the reasons that we keep stock, so that you won't have loss of order when the customer need the stock. Another one is to take advantage of price discount. In that case, you know, when you buy in bulk, there is some discount that's you normally have when buying in discounts that you gain. You know, because of that discount, it's now, you now say, let me buy in bulk in order to gain that, to have that discount. Another one is to provide a safeguard for variation in raw material delivery time. In that one is that when you have this stock, it will help you, because sometimes you don't know what will happen in future. You know, for unforeseen delay, because you maybe the ones you want to manufacture and you don't have enough material. You don't know what will happen in demand. You might not even get the one you want, or it might not even be available that time. So that is why you want to keep it in a large quantity, so that anytime you want to lay hand in your material, you do it, because you don't know what will happen in future. That's why you want to keep the stock. Another one, to stabilize production. You know, when you stabilize, you know, this thing, the demand normally fluctuates because of, you know, some products are seasonal. So when you have that stock, you know, because some products that are seasonal, you might, after, when you don't have it, that time the demand they might demand it, you might not get it again. But when you have it in large quantity, you stock it so that when the product is no more available, you have it. That is even when you make your even, because you know that you have it. You are not, the customer will still have it if they want to buy, because some of them are seasonal. If you don't stock that thing, the time we reach, it might not even be in existence, and there will be demand for it. So you want to maintain that stability so that when your customer need it, they will still get it. Not when they need it, you will tell them, you know, the product is not available now. You know, it will make them, they will, you know, they will lose interest. They will make them to even, because there's some product that if you don't have it frequently, the customer might forget about it. They won't even remember it. So when you have it, you might not sell again because they have forgotten about it. So it's good to have the stock so that whenever they need it, they will get it. You know, another one, allow flexibility production schedule. You know, many of them need order to maintain independence of operation. So that is the purpose why we keep stock. Then there's some benefits for this inventory control. You know, there's anything that's keeping this in a stock. You know, I told you that stock is normally, inventories referred as stock. There's some benefits that the business person or the manufacturer or the firm gets in keeping this stock. One of it is it helps them to improve customer relationship, because when anytime you have the product, anytime the customer demand the product, you have it. You maintain customer relationship because they already know that Mr. Peter, just any product you need, they will say, go to DWBC Integrated Resources Limited. That is where you get it. You know, you have referral because you always have that stock. They have known you as you have the stock. So customer always come to you because they know that they must get that stock. So we maintain customer relationship. It's also help to smooth introduction of stock out. It will make you not to, anytime you have stock, because what you call stock out, meaning that you don't have stock again. Because once you have that stock, you are every time you have enough stock. So there's no way your stock will finish. You will be selling, you know. And again, it will utilize working capital, because when you have efficient, it will make your capital to be efficient. You have stock, you are gaining than when you don't have. That time there will be no capital, you are not selling. But when there is stock, the business keep on going. You know, it also helps to minimize loss due to damage or this thing. Because when you don't have that stock, you know, it's with many people with that's you know, I explained this before. It will make that thing to be obsolete. People will say, anyway, no need, because you don't have it, they will forget about it. But when you keep on having it, they will, you know, the relationship, they will maintain it, they will be buying it. there's many of the benefits. You can't read it. I'm just giving you some clue. So when you read, you know there are many benefits. For one, keeping stock. Then there is some terminologies that is associated with this inventory control. When you are controlling the inventory. One is lead time. What is lead time? Lead time is that time between when the order is placed and when you receive it. That lead time. The time you place order and the time you receive it. You know, placing order, when you place order, like a customer wants to order, and you want that a customer wants that product maybe tomorrow, and you didn't deliver the product tomorrow, you deliver it next week. Have you seen that? You are out of business because there is no relationship. You are delaying in your delivery. So it will make the customer to lose interest in the relationship of that business. Because you get your order. That is when the business is done. Not in order, you receive your order. That's finished. That is when you know that there is a business that have taken place at that moment. So another one is safety stock. You know, what do I mean by safety stock? Safety stock, meaning at times, sometimes there is some stock that you keep aside so that when there is no stock, you will now lay hand on that one. You will now be selling it. For you not to have stock out, because it will help so that you won't have stock out. So that when the customer needs it, you have stock, safety stock, so that you have it, so that when the customer needs it, there will be stock. Because at times there will be rush hour when they need it, so that when they rush, maybe you have been supplying 100 bags of, let me say, rice, and you be buying that 100. At times you have the one you keep aside, because at times the customer might exceed to 100 and they have 150, so that there will be some stock that when the rush comes, you can still deliver. You can still deliver, because not when you are buying on, stock. The one there is rush hour, so you won't have stock out. The customer relationship will still be maintained. Then another one is order cycle. That is the time period between two successive order. When the time you order and the time that you receive, that's the time. Then there's inventory turnover. You know what turnover means? That's if when firm procure inventory in a given year. You know, turnover. When you say turnover, you check in a given year how the turnover you make in your stock. Then there is one you call reorder level. Good. This reorder level, what does it mean? This is the level that the firm said, okay, I will be setting aside, maybe whenever my stock, my products maybe reach to 2,000, I will order another product. I won't wait till I finish all of them. Once my goods reach to, let's say, 200, once it reaches 200, I will order more goods. I won't wait till the thing reduce to 200. I must make sure that whenever my products reach to, my stock reach 200, I will order more products so that I won't have stock out. That is what it means, reorder level. That level you want your goods to be before you now buy more. Maybe you want it to be, once my good reach 200, I will now buy more. Then there's another one is reorder quantity. This is now the quantity that you order when the reorder level reach. When that quantity is maybe 200, that quantity that you now say, okay, let me buy more. That more you are buying is what we call reorder quantity. That's the quantity you are buying more in order to add to the reorder level, the one you set. Then there's some costs that the firm incur in this inventory. One of them is setup costs. You know, that is the cost incur in maybe material, arrangement of specific equipment setup. You know, all that costs incur in setting up your this thing, inventory. That's what I mean by setup costs. Those costs you incur. That is the setup cost. Then another one is holding costs. You know, some holding costs. There's some costs you incur in the storage facility. Maybe the insurance you pay because of the goods you store. Because this when you are storing it, there's some costs you are getting. You know, even some might be depreciated. Because because anything there is anything that has advantage, still has disadvantage. Because at times when you stock, the price it might depreciate. You know, at times some price of goods, when you buy it at a high price, at times the price might change. Do you understand? The price maybe the first time you bought it as maybe you are dealing on, let's say, a cement. Then you stock. Maybe initially you bought at a bag 1,500 and you have a big stock. Maybe when as your time goes, the price will come down. You know, it will depreciate. The price will depreciate. You are incurring costs because you bought it as a higher price. And when it depreciates, you are selling, you won't get the profit you are making when the price is, you know, once it changes, it also affects you. So there is your incurring costs. There is also for storage, you know, some product, the storage, you still incur costs. There's cost in holding that stock. That's the cost you incur holding those stock. There's another one is ordering costs. You know, there's some costs incur when your customer, you order some this thing, maybe calling the, you know, some days, you know, when your business is, you must incur costs. So there, this ordering cost is some costs that you incur in procuring or buying those stock. That's the cost you incur. Then another one is shortage costs. What do I mean by shortage costs? You know, when you have shortage, you're also incurring costs because that, you know, I explained it before. When you have shortage, you lose your customer goodwill. The customer relationship will not be there. It's a cost. You're incurring costs. Because when the customer demanded some goods and you don't have it, you're losing the goodwill. There is no, your good name is no more there. Again, the relationship is no more there. It's a cost, you know. And also you are losing future sales. Because future sales meaning that once they need the product and you don't have it, they will look for another firm that will keep to, you know, promise that will always have the product. From there, you are losing your customer. And you know, when you lose your customer, it's easy to lose customer, but it's not easy to gain customer. To gain a customer is not easy, but to lose it is very easy. So for you to maintain that customer relationship, your stock have to be intact. You have to stock your, then also capital cost. You know, the money that you use in investing it, you know, that's another cost that you also incur. Then let's now look at, there are some models in this inventory. There are models, there are different models in this. The one we call fixed order quantity model, and another one is fixed time period. This fixed quantity model is also known as economic order quantity. You can refer it as economic order quantity. You know, that is when you produce at the lowest stock ordering and current cost. That is economic order quantity. That's what we call fixed order quantity. That's the model. Model in the sense that when that's when you produce it at the lowest stock ordering and carrying costs, because we are looking at where the cost is at the least. That is economic. There is some how you get this economic order quantity in the sense that, you know, I explain what reorder level mean, the quantity you are going to order, because economic order quantity in the sense that when that reorder level reach, how many are you now going to buy? That's the quantity that you are replacing once your reorder level reach. You know, there is some formulas that's assumption in the fixed order quantity. The assumption means that the price per unit of that product must be constant. Both the price will be constant. Ordering and setup costs will be constant. Demand for the product will be constant and uniform. Lead time will be constant. Inventory holding costs will be constant. All those costs that I've been mentioning that time, ordering costs, lead time, which I have explained, it will be constant in that economic order quantity. Time. It's talking about the fixed order interval, that you are the period that you get the quantity. You know that the basic distinction, the difference between the two models is that economic order quantity is event triggered. It's talking about that event itself. But the other one is talking about the time that you use to, you know, replace. You know, this cost, because this economic order quantity and then time is trying to just tell us the time that it will take you in order to replenish your order. So when the reorder level reach, that time that will take you to see the total cost is equals to the demand, that is annual demand, all over the quantity plus the daily demand times setup cost plus the holding costs, ordering cost times holding costs, all over 2. You know, when you go to your model, the down, you see the formula is just where specified. You see that formula, which I even explained. TC, meaning total annual cost. D is the demand, that is annually. You know, when you say annually, it's per year. That's why when you go down, you say, when it's per year, you know, to make a year, 365 days make 1 year. So the question, you now divide it by 365, because when you say annually, it means a year. And you know that 365 days make 1 year. That's any quantity demand you are demanding, any formula, you now divide it by 365. So, because this economic order quantity, the formula, why has this thing, what it implies is that you want to know how many reorder will my good reach, so that I will now get more quantity. That is the essence of this formula. because you're saying the total cost, and you know the time, which because I say that is a model, which say model is a mathematical this in that help to explain how this is being done. So that's the model to use in order to calculate this. If you go down to your model, there's one example, that is activity, which is say find the economic order quantity, the reorder points, and the total annual cost of inventory. When you go down to your model at the last, under the model, you will see one question is well specified. They gave you annual demand as 1,000 units. Average daily demand, say that you now say 1,000 divided by 365. You know, 365 days make 1 year. So then the ordering cost is given. They gave ordering cost as 5,000. The holding cost as 1,000 per unit. When you know per unit, you divide it by 100, it will now give you to 1 point. Then lead time, he said lead time that you're giving is 5 days, meaning that it's 5 days that they give you to deliver. That is now the time. They give you 5 days to deliver that thing. Then cost per unit. What it will cost you per unit is 12 naira 50 kobo. So when you are solving it, the economic order quantity, that is 2 times the annual times setup cost all over holding costs. So when you go down, you will see how we solve it. Just it's well specified. Then after the solve, you will arrive at 88. You know, rule of thumb means that any point you have to round it up to a whole number. That's why we rounded it to 89, which is 89 units. Which you now want to know the other point. The other point which I explained is that quantity that you want your product to reach before get more quantity. So the formula for that is that's annual demand times by that lead time. That's the time that you require for you to get it. That's after solving it, you get 14, which shows that when your quantity reach 14 units, you now place another order, and the quantity you are placing now is 89. That is what that thing implies, because we are dealing with reorder quantity and reorder level. Any questions so far?
Please, can you rewind back?
Is it which one? Is it the economic order quantity?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I said okay. I said the economic order quantity. What is trying to explain is that quantity that you will replenish when your reorder. You know, because I explained what reorder. I explain what reorder level means. Reorder level is the quantity that you are setting. Assuming you are the firm said, once you are dealing in bags of cement, you say, okay, once my bag, when the bag reach 200, I will now quantity. And this economic order quantity is trying to tell us you want to calculate to know how many quantity that once we get when my reorder level reach. You know, there's one example which the annual demand, an average daily demand, which is what the average daily demand is 1,000 times 365. You know, 365 days make 1 year. That is why you are divided by 365. Then you now say, they say that ordering costs, for you to order, the cost for order is 5,000 per order. 5,000 per order, because all these things they gave you, is a question. You know the product we reach, and you also know the quantity you are buying. That is the order quantity. That is the economic order quantity. That is what is simplified. Economic order quantity, meaning the one that you are buying more once the reorder level, that level that go down, that is the quantity. It's fixed. That if my product maybe I'm dealing bag of fries. Once the bag, still you have stock out, because when you have stock out, it's a problem in business. You won't have customer relationship, because once there's rush, you won't have products, because that's what you want to maintain. And that's your business. You don't want a situation the customer will come, you say, I don't have. That is the essence of this thing we are trying to say now. So because we are doing economic order quantity, that is what we want to know. This example now is for you to know the quantity that you replenish when the reorder level reach. That is the example I'm trying to say. When you look at that example, after teaching you now, you go and look at that example. It's well explained. It's very simple. I'm just explaining so that when you look at that example, you understand what I'm saying. So they gave you as ordering cost as 5 naira per order. That's any order you make is 5 naira. That ordering cost represents as S. Holding cost represents as H. Which I explained that there's some costs that incur in inventory control, which I explained before doing this thing. Then that holding cost is 1 naira 25, and that you have deliver that thing. That's the time that you need to get those things. The time you need. Maybe the lead time, say 5 days. That is the time you need to, in order to get your, then cost for going is 12 naira. So, and I say the formula for economic order quantities 2 times the annual demand times that ordering cost all over holding cost. So what you need is that all those figures they give you,
Line is breaking.
just substitute it. Because I think that. Hello? Hello?
Hello, ma, the line is breaking.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you
Now
now.
we can hear you now.
Okay. I said that the essence of this economic order quantity is for you to know the quantity that you will now get to replenish when your reorder level reach, which I have explained what reorder level means. The level that your product will reach. Maybe you will say that my product will be 20 before I buy. I won't allow it to go less than 20 so that I won't have stock out. To maintain the customer relationship. So that's economic order quantity, meaning the quantity now that you are buying, you will now buy when the reorder level reach. That is what I'm trying to explain. And this example just we gave, when I finish now, look at it. It's very simple, which I said, they gave us annual demand, 1,000 units, average daily demand, which is 1,000 divided by 365 days. 365 make 1 year. That's why it's saying 1,000 divided by 365. Then he said that ordering costs, and I explained there is some costs that you incur in this inventory control, which I mentioned: ordering costs, holding costs, all those costs that you incur in getting more quantity, which I explained. Then they gave you as ordering costs, which represent ordering cost is you use the symbol of S. Once you see S, it represents ordering costs. And they say it's 5 naira per unit or 5,000. You can anyone. Then holding cost, which represent H, is 1 naira 25 ko per unit per year. You know, you can. That's
Hello.
Hello.
So S is constant as ordering cost.
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Once you see S, no, it's
So,
ordering cost.
hello, ma. That means we have a formula for this EOD.
That's what I'm saying. The formula for economic order quantities. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is 2 times the annual demand, which is D.
Okay.
The present symbol, then times the S, which is ordering cost. When you see S, you know it's ordering cost.
Okay.
All over H. H is holding cost.
Holding cost, yeah, okay.
Yes. So after when I finish it now, go to that model, read it very well so that you understand it more. The formula is there. It's very simple. But what am I trying to explain now? This thing you are solving is for you to know the quantity that you will use. You are buying more when the reorder level reach. Because in exam, we might give you this thing and say, what is the quantity that you will now buy more when the reorder level reach? That is the essence of this.
S. Which is now S.
No, that is the economic order quantity. Because you want to get the economic order quantity now, which I explained that economic order quantity means the quantity you are ordering when the reorder level reach.
Okay.
Are you getting the point?
Yes.
Yes.
And I said the formula for getting it is 2 times D times S all over H.
2 times D
and I
times
say that D is represent annual demand. S represent ordering cost. H represent holding cost. Yeah, it's in your this thing I will give. Once I finish, go down and read it. You see everything. I'm trying to explain what economic order quantity means. That is when you get it now, when you solve it, you arrive at 89 units. That 89 units means that, okay, that is the quantity you are buying when your reorder level reach. And for now, you now say, okay, the quantity I'm buying is 89. Okay, let me even know the how many quantity that we reach. That is you want to now know your reorder level, because we have got our quantity, the quantity that we will replenish when our reorder level reach, which is 89, which I said the formula for getting is 2 times the annual demand times S all over H. It is well given here. H is IC is ordering cost, H is holding cost. When I finish now, you read it this night. You will see it. Then after solving it, you get to 89, which means that 89 is now the quantity that you are buying more when that reorder level. But level, because you know your reorder level before you now buy that quantity. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, for us to get the reorder level, the formula is the you know, lead time we give the lead time is 5 days.
I think the network is really bad.
In fact, it's rotating.
When you calculate, can you hear me now? Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, but it's dragging.
But can you hear now? Can you hear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you now, but it's still breaking.
Hello.
But I don't understand Hello?
Okay,
Hello?
fine. It's fine
I
now.
said you understand what I mean by economic order quantity.
Yes, ma.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. After you go back, get 89 to sum it up, it will be 89. When you get 89 unit means that is the quantity you are buying when the reorder level reach. So in that, the same question, you now say, okay, let me even know my reorder level. So the level that we reach before I buy the quantity, which is 89. For you to know your reorder level, the formula is D times L. D meaning the annual daily demand, which is 1,000 over 365 times the lead time. The lead time we gave is 5 days. So when you calculate it, 1,000 over 365 times 5, after solving you get 39.7. So when you approximate, it will be now 14 units. Which means that when my reorder level reach 14 units, so when my quantity
When you're stock.
14, as maybe when my bag of rice, I will now buy stock of rice. Maybe I'm dealing I'm just
You know, I'm lost.
Example. That's I say whenever my
I hope his network is just really truncating. She's explaining and explaining and explaining, and we are trying to get it. At the point of getting it, it truncates. I don't know if any other person is having the same issue.
Yes,
Can you hear Can you put hand me
Because
now? Can you
hello, ma.
hear me?
Hello, ma.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me
Yes,
now?
we are struggling. We are struggling. Actually, hearing you. We also have. I think we need to say that you are actually stressing to let us hear, but this one is beyond our control. The network is actually truncating. Even when you are saying the lead time is 5 days, the lead time you are talking about that I want to ask, which everybody want to ask, is like the time it takes for those goods that you have ordered to come, right?
Yes, that's the lead time. She said
Yes.
12.
That is good. That is
Yes.
good. But then
Yes.
when you're saying we are trying to follow. This thing is network issues, it truncate and it just drum to our ear like to me, from where I sit here, I hear it like a drum echoing and I can't get it till
Exactly.
It's not. It's sorry. It's not my fault. That one
Yes,
is
I
beyond
know.
me.
I know, just to give you feedback about what we are facing. And that is why everybody is like, okay, we are just stressing you, saying it over and all that.
I
You
understand.
understand? When we are not picking the key points, we need to get the key point. And when we get to the material you
Yes.
are referring us to, then it becomes simple.
Yeah.
If
I
not,
understand.
then
That's
within
what I'm
ourselves,
explaining.
we
So
can.
that when you
Okay.
what am I trying to explain here now?
You can see.
You understood when I said the quantity. Then for you, which is the point that we reach before you order that quantity. The formula is the D being the annual daily demand times lead time, which is 5 days. So when you solve it, you arrive at 14 units. What it means, because in exam you explain it. What it means is that once my stock reach 14 units or thereabout, depending on the one they gave you, I will now order 89 units. I will now order 89 units. That is what I'm trying to explain. Then when you now want to know the total cost.
Hello, ma.
Yes.
Does it mean that you are now, when you get to 14 units and you are now ordering 9, it then means, are we saying that your total stock that you are stock holding in the store is 89.14 plus 14.
No, what it means that once your order reach 14, okay, when you reorder now, you have 14. 14 is the level that your stock will reach before you do a yes.
Add 89.
Before you now order more, which when you
which will take 5 days.
9,
yes, the lead time is 5 days.
When you order 89 now, add it to 14 you have, it will increase. Before you finish, but you will not have stock out. You will sell till you finish everything. It means that once you sell and you reach 14 again, you still reorder. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What
So at
it
least
means
before
that,
the 14 will finish, your stock will come.
yes, you still stock another one, buy more 89. That is the essence. So that you won't have stock out. Because you know what means stock out. Stock out, you don't have stock again. This thing is to maintain, grow in business. Because all this thing you grow in business. Because some people, they will sit and be selling in a real life situation. There's something when you want to get your stuff, they will say they don't have. It will make you to lose interest. For you to be in business, you will know all those things. Make sure that you won't have stock out. When I was undergraduate, I worked with one company. I was the one advising the company. Okay, I don't want stock out because I did marketing. We supply some. So I will be in Abuja, and when I call the neighbor, I want people to send this to me. They will say that there is no more. And I became angry because my boss that will not make us to grow. It will make customers to lose interest. I was the one that taught my boss what it means by reorder level, replenishing the stock. And from there, we start making good business. Once I call, they will now send it immediately. Because once your customer need it and every time you don't have, the business will not grow because the customer will look for another place that they will get the product. Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
A lot. That's the essence. Because all this thing we're doing is when you let it in real life situation, you understand what I'm saying. But when I drop now, you should go and look at that example and solve it so that you will understand it more. Any other problem? Then next one, you will do correlation. Because I don't want to, because if I start doing that one now, it might confuse you. Let it be a fresh class. Hello?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
I want the correlation to be because it's a lot of things we are going to discuss. I don't want it to, I want you to look at that correlation analysis very well, so that next class, when I'm saying it, it will be very easy for you. Do you understand?
Okay, yes.
You read it, look at it, so that when I'm discussing, it will be very easy. You pick it immediately. I want you reading ahead of when you finish networking. Read ahead of me so that when I'm being too confused. I think good night.
Okay, good night, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up?